What are the most important habits that you should have in life? What are the habits that the rich have that the poor do not have? This is an important question. If you want to get rich, if you want to get ahead in life, you must focus on these 7 rich habits. If you're not focusing on these 7 rich habits, then you are likely getting further and further behind in life. Number 1 habit of the rich are they set goals daily. You often see a lot of people talking about goals. A lot of people talk about how they have these big goals in life, that they want to accomplish so many things, but many people don't actually set the goals daily, nor do they set them the right way. In fact, what ends up happening is they set goals one time every single year, and that happens on New Year's Eve. And we call this New Year's syndrome. 92% of people who set goals only on New Year's Eve do not achieve. That is a staggering statistic, my friend. If you want to really succeed in life, not only must you set goals the right way, you have to set them every single day. So what happens when you set goals every single day? You start to focus on the actual goal. You visualize the goal, and you get descriptive and you understand why you want to achieve them. You see, setting goals in the abstract, when they remain in the mind, does nothing for you. But when they come into reality on paper, when you actually take the time to write them down, that is when they become a serious, real goals. So you have to set goals daily, but also set those goals the right way. Rich habit number 2 is to track your expenses. How often do you find yourself looking at your bank account or looking at your expenses? You might do it once in a while, but in fact, you must do it every single day. But you shouldn't only track your expenses, you have to actually audit your expenses. What does that mean? Take a look and see, do the expenses match the receipts? And are you spending this money in the right place, or are you just pilfering it away? You have to be very careful about your expenses if you want to earn a good bit of money and keep that money. It's not just about how much money you make, it is about how much money you keep. Now, I'm not telling you to be frugal by any means or to be cheap. In fact, you should be the opposite of that. But you also should be very, very careful of where the money is going. Where is the cash flowing in your business, in your personal life? You have to treat this seriously, otherwise you could get in over your head. Number 3, pay yourself first. You have definitely heard this before. Pay yourself first. Every single person talks about paying yourself first. Yes, it is old news, but it is not fake news, my friends. Now you're probably asking me, how much should I pay myself? You should start no less than 20%. If you say to me you cannot get by 20%, you will find a way, I promise you. The reason why you should pay yourself first is because when you see that money accumulating, that accumulation does something in the mind that is very important. It signals abundance as opposed to scarcity. If you've been living in scarcity, if you've been living paycheck to paycheck, if you are in the negative or in the red every single month, you still must pay yourself first. This you must do even before you pay any other expenses. I promise you, if you try this for 1 year, it is very, very powerful. Some of the world's richest and wealthiest people have paid themselves first up to 50% and even more of their income. Recently it was reported that a UPS driver had passed away and had apparently died with a whopping $19 million in savings, in investments. How does that happen? That happens because he paid himself first. He wasn't making so much more money than everyone else. He just was making sure that he kept that money and paid himself first. Number 4, avoid distractions. What do I mean by distractions? If you want to get rich, if you are serious about making an incredible amount of money, you must avoid distractions. We're talking about things that will interrupt your daily or weekly routines and it will distract you from your long-term goals. Things like drinking alcohol excessively, binge watching Netflix, Now, I have no issues with Netflix. I love Netflix. Binge watching Netflix on the regular is not a good thing. Surfing social media endlessly throughout the day, or surfing the TV channels endlessly throughout the day, or doing things that take you away from the task at hand. It's very, very easy to take on distractions when we feel overwhelmed, but you have to flip the script if you're serious about getting rich. Number 5, wake up early. You've heard this before, wake up early. But how often do many people follow this advice? You have to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. Most of the world's most successful people wake up incredibly early because it's in those early hours that it is quiet and still and the world is silent, and it allows you to focus on what is really, really important in life and in business, of course, to get ahead rather than get behind. Now, if you want to wake up early, of course, you also have to ensure that you don't go to bed very, very late. If you're a night owl, this might be more difficult for you, but if you're serious about being successful, about getting rich, you must take the time to wake up early and do what it takes to use those hours resourcefully. Number 6, add value. Now, there's a big difference between a rich mentality and a poor mentality. The rich mentality is one of adding an increasingly insane amount of value, not in making sure they get paid to do the task at hand. That is exchanging your time for money that will only get you so far. Most of the population does that. But for those that go above and beyond the call of duty, there is an elevation to their success that is continual, that is exponential, and that is incredible to watch and witness. So if you're not adding value, ask yourself, how much value am I adding in this world to my employer, to my customers? You see, people get paid based on the amount of value that they add. So if you are just working at a McDonald's, flipping burgers, or doing some other menial task, you will get paid for that amount of value that you add. Because in an occupation like that, there is not much value that is being added. Yes, you can increase your salary, you can move up the corporate ladder, even if you have a menial job, and that means that you should work incredibly hard no matter what you are doing. If you're working at McDonald's, if you're working in a mailroom, if you're working anywhere that you feel might be at the lowest rung of the totem pole, go all out and add an insane amount of value. And watch as your earnings increase, as you climb the corporate ladder, and as your income skyrockets. Now, if you own a business and you have customers, find ways to add a ton of value to their lives. If you create a product or a service, make sure that it adds an insane amount of value. Number 7 on the list is to create multiple sources of income. One of the biggest habits of rich people is to focus on income, is to find different ways they can earn more money through different avenues. The average millionaire has 5 different sources of income. And that should be what you focus on. Find all of the different ways that you can create and automate different streams of income. This can be through ebooks. This could be through building an Amazon store. This can be through a number of different avenues that you can build passive income streams like real estate, stocks that are dividend stocks that pay you monthly or quarterly or annually. But you have to create multiple sources of income. Okay, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Smash the bells so that you get notified every single time I post a video like this one, and I will see you on the next one.